All right, so we're going to talk about working our pectoral muscles, our chest muscles. Now, what we need to know when we're working our chest is that chest is for pushing, right? When we use our chest muscles, we are pushing. When we are working our chest muscles, they would be considered the agonist muscle. And the synergist muscles, the helper muscles when we're working chest, are going to be your front deltoids, the front shoulders, and your triceps. Okay, so typically when we're starting to think about building our workout routines, we are pairing or grouping those muscles together. One approach. So when we're thinking about our pushing muscles, our chest muscles, we also want to understand that there are three main angles that we want to work on. Okay, so the first one is when we're pushing straight off of our chest, And that's primarily going to be working your mid chest, the biggest muscles, the most arguably important muscles, the most foundational muscles of the chest. So we can do that pushing motion from different angles, right? We can do it laying flat on our back. I'm not demonstrating that, but a straight bench press. We could do it facing the ground, a regular push up kind of idea, or we can do it sitting upright and push off of the chest. So when you're starting to think about which exercises you're choosing, I recommend at least one exercise, that is pushing straight off of your chest. Okay, then our second angle is on a diagonal or on an incline, and that's on about a 45-degree angle. So there's really only one way that you can do this safely, and that's to have your bench at about a 45-degree angle. There are some variations there, and to push kind of straight up and away. Similar range of motion as when we're flat, but a different angle is going to target the upper chest and upper shoulders. Okay, so that's your incline press. The third one, and we're not really going to focus on that, but I think it's still important for us to understand, is your decline. And that's when, in this case, you would have your bench going downwards, and that's going to target your lower chest. To be perfectly honest, it's not as important for mechanics or for aesthetics, especially for women, than for men. Sometimes men really like that, that real definition and strength underneath kind of the main chest. But for women, it's not as important, and honestly, for most of us, we only have a certain amount of time when we're doing our upper body workouts. So therefore, for myself, I don't even worry about the decline, but it's important to know that it is something that you can integrate into your workouts. So that's kind of the overview of the three ways or the three angles that we want to think about when we are working our chest. The other thing that we want to remember when we're working our chest, so in addition to the angles, we've also got the type of movement. So typically it's a push, right? It's a push. But we also have to know that a pec fly is also considered a push. And we'll talk about that. There's different tools that we can use for that. There's different angles that we can use. But again, when we're starting to formulate our workouts, when we're trying to put everything together, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? These are the things that we're keeping in mind when we are working our chest.